Hi, my name is Tammy Dillon, and this is my Evaluate presentation for over 3 land organisms and 3 water organisms. I did something a little different just to experiment and play with a little bit of technology. I hope you enjoy, and I'll explain and narrate my presentation. This is a snail. I actually had the opportunity to eat one yesterday during my internship. We had escargot for fun. I don't know that it was really all that fun, but I tried it. Um, the snail is a vegetarian and they prefer eating rotten fruits and vegetables on the ground, and they lived in cool and dark places all over the world. They're protected by their shells, and uh, if you see a snail that doesn't have a shell, then they're considered to be a slug, although they are different, but they are mollusks like clams and oysters. My next organism is a squirrel. We have there are over 200 species of squirrels in the world. One of the curious facts that I read about squirrels was that there aren't any in Australia. There are places where they don't exist, where they don't live, but that was an interesting one because the habitat seems to be conducive for it. There are 9 species of squirrels that live in Kansas. Squirrels eat nuts, bark, leaves, and insects. They spend a lot of their time, most of their time, gathering food. They're very social animals. They hibernate in the winter, and that's why they need that food storage. They spend a lot of time in trees also to avoid the predators in their habitats. The next animal or organism I chose was an insect. It's a bee. There are over 20,000 species of bees in the world, and the honeybee actually happens to be the state of Kansas's insect. So our state insect is a bee. Uh, Bees are found on all continents except for Antarctica. I'm assuming that would be due to the temperatures and the conditions. They live in all types of habitats, and they eat flower, nectar, and pollen. Um, all bees have jobs to perform, even as small as the babies. They clean up. They have to clean. Bees can grow up to 1.5 inches in size. Um, the next animal is my first aquatic animal. It's a turtle, and turtles live in and out of water, but they need to live very close to water. They spend most of their life in water. They're reptiles and they're cold-blooded. They have hard upper shells, and they're called a carapace or carapace, and they have a lower shell, and that's called a plastron, and it's connected by what's called a bridge. Most species live on or near water, like I said before, and then in Kansas we have, how many we had here, I wrote that down, 15 different species of turtles in the state of Kansas. Whales. Whales are the largest mammals on the earth. The largest actual animal to ever exist, even beyond a dinosaur, was a blue whale. And the oldest living whale, as you can read, I'll catch up here, they can live up to 70 years. The oldest living whale lived up to be, they think, at least 200 years. And you can tell that by examining the wax plug in its ears. They communicate by singing, and many whales do not have teeth. They live in both the southern and northern hemispheres in our oceans. And my final animal, aquatic animal, is American alligator. There are actually only 2 species of alligators that are currently in existence, the American alligator and the Chinese alligator. Alligators live in fresh water. They can tolerate salt water briefly, but they live as far north as North Carolina, and they go clear down to the Rio Grande in Texas. And they're carnivores. They eat birds, frogs, and small mammals, and they have about 80 teeth in their mouth that they shed as they become dull. A alligator can generate up to 2,000 teeth in their lifetime, which can be up to 50 years, spanning as long as they're not hunted or disease isn't a factor. They also are cannibals. And they're very territorial. large male alligator lives in isolation. I apologize. Lives in isolation, and smaller alligators can live in groups, and you'll usually find, they say, females and smaller male alligators in groups, but larger ones are solitary. Hope that wasn't too fast. Thank you again for allowing me to submit this, and have a great day.